The 2020 domestic football season is about to come to a close, but fear not, football lovers, as the international game is about to crank up a notch with the return of the UEFA Nations League. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at the Nations League. It's the shit section, Group D, Section 1. All right, we're getting to the nitty-gritty of the whole thing, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button, keep you bang up to date with all things Nations League related, Blackburn Rovers related, woo, football related, yeah! Nations League, Group D, Section 1, where it's at. Oh yeah! If you're down here, you've done something really wrong. You've cheated on your GCSEs. You've been busted. Oh yeah, you're in the shit zone, proper shit zone. Shit face gang, that's what it is, right here. You got to get out of it. And to be honest with you, I can't. There they are. That shit nations. No disrespect, footballing wise, they need to up their game. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to the Patreon gang for supporting the channel in the way that you do. Respect to you guys. A round of applause. For supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. It puts a smile on my face, gets me out of bed, drives me to make more videos, of course. And if anyone else wants to join that VIP exclusive gang, there is a whole cluster of you guys now, and I do appreciate it. Yeah, get involved. Patreon.com/Roverseas. If you're from the Faroes, let's talk about the Faroes. We're going to be talking about you now in a video about the Faroes. The Faroe Islands, of course, Latvia, Andorra, and Malta, of course. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at these nations, of course. Woo! Kicking off with the Faroe Islands with one of the... They may be shit, but they have one of the best football logos in the world ever. By far. Why? Because it says 1979 on there. Oh yeah, the greatest year in the history of the world. That's right. I don't know why. Don't know why, but it is. They're coached by Hakan Eriksson. They play their football at the Torsfjord. The captain is Gunnar Nielsen. Their most capped player is Frodi Benjaminsen. 94 games for the Faroes. Top goal scorer is Rogi Jakobsen. He's got 10 goals. Current rank is 110th in the world. Their highest rank was in 2016, where they were 74th. Their lowest point, of course, was in 2008. We all remember it when they were 198th in the world. I'll talk more about these guys in a minute, because there's some beauty about the Nations League, which puts a smile on my face. Next up we have Latvia. Probably going to piss this group, I think, or be in the very close to pissing this group. They're then coached by Danis Kajavekovic. They play their football at the Dugarava Stadium. They're captained by Pavels Steinbors, and the most capped player is Vitalijevs Ashtervedovic. It's 167 games for his country. Their most highest goal scorer is Maris Vakapovis with 29 goals. They're currently ranked 137th in the world. Their highest ranking was 45th in 2009. Their lowest rank was 148th in 2017. They are joined by Andorra, who are coached by Koldo Alvarez. Of course, they are in the Mediterranean area, where there's the greats of Portugal and Spain. And why are they so dodgy? They play their football at the Estadio Nacional. They're captained by Undonfens Lima, who's also the most capped player and the top goal scorer. He's got 128 games, 11 goals. Currently ranked 135th in the world. Their highest point was 125th in 2005. Their lowest rank was 206th. Goodness gracious me, that's the lowest I've ever seen. 2011. That was. And they're wrapped up by Malta. This guy, they're coached by Devis Manginia. They play their football at the Tanquali Stadium. They're captained by their the biggest goal scorer and the most capped player, Mikkel Mufsud. Football Manager Ledge, 142 games, 41 goals. 184th ranked in the world. 66 was the highest ranking in 1995. Lowest point, 191st in the world, 2017. Now, what I want to say about this is these are the teams that they're chief whipping boys. They are chief whipping boys. Now, the beauty of the Nations League is you're getting all the chief whipping boys together, and they're going to lock horns. For example, look at Rogi Jakobsen. I don't even know if he's still playing, because that's my knowledge. We know that Michael Mufsud's still playing because he's the captain, and we know that Anderson Lima is still playing. But they're playing against very weak opposition, or the similar opposition. So if Andorra were playing the Spains, the Swedens, the Germanys, week in, week out, competition by competition, Lima's not going to get more than 11 goals. He'll be lucky to get 12 goals. But this competition gives them a chance to maybe get double his tally. It's taken him 128 games to get 11 goals. He's going to play 6 games here he could probably double his tally. So that's the beauty of the Nations League right there. You throw in 4 really shitty teams at each other, and they're gonna produce 3-0s, 2-0s, whatever, and it'll give the chance the Roger, if he's still playing, the Roger V. Jacobsons, the chance to double his tally and get another 10 goals. And it's not going to take him 94 games to get it. That's what the beauty of the Nations League is. But of course, there are some groups, the C's, where there's some good teams that don't deserve to be playing against some shoddy teams. But this, when you look at it, is tasty. It's going to be interesting. There is still a bit of a divide between the really good teams in Group D and the really shoddy ones. So we take a look at the teams. Now let's take a look at the games. So here we go, boys and girls. It's Nations League Group 4. Group 1, that's right. Of course, we're going to plough through each and every one of these bad boys and to come up with the grand prize, which is who's going to get themselves out of this division at the first time of asking, or basically get out of here, and who's going to be... I don't know. I don't even know what's going to happen to the 4th place team. They're just going to be the laughing stock of UEFA. Yeah. And of course, this is a good benchmark, or a good sort of a standard to get all these sort of similar nations to play each other and get more experience of playing football and possibly winning games. And if you play, for example, prior to the Nations League, Faroe Islands may have won 1 game in the history in the qualifying campaigns. Now they can start to get maybe even get that winning feeling going on. You know what I mean? Let's get into it. Latvia taking on Andorra. It will be the opening game of this group on the 3rd of September, and it will be a 2-1 win for Latvia. Of course, Latvia should fancy the chances on this group. Them and possibly Malta, probably the stronger nations on this one. Faroe Islands, of course, they'll lock horns with Malta, and it will be a 1-0 win for Malta. Unfortunately, despite what I said about the doubling up your goal scoring sheets, an opening day, not a nice victory for Faroes. Next up, in the second match day, it will be the 6th of September. It will be Andorra taking on the Faroes, and again, 0 goals for Faroes, but it'll be a point on the board for them, an away day point as well. Andorra struggling already, 2 games without a point, with just 1 point. Meanwhile, a bit of a crunch clash here. Malta taking on Latvia, and I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Malta in the end. Again, these 2 games taking place on the 6th of September. So after the first couple of match days, Malta in control with 2 wins on the spin. Latvia have also got themselves a victory as well. Next up, we have at the halfway mark. It is on the 10th of the 10th, big day in this house too. We're going to see Faroes picking up a victory. That's right. Goodness gracious me, over Latvia. That's a bit of a spanner in the works. Faroes picking up the victory, and again, you never know. Matey boy might get another goal for his name. So 1-0 win for the Faroes on this one to really open up a can of worms on this division. Next up, Andorra taking on Malta, and I think it's going to be another draw. Back-to-back draws for Andorra, but no goals in those 2 home games. They did pick up a goal against Latvia in the meantime. So at the halfway stage, you'd say the 2 strong teams kind of slipped up there, Latvia and Malta, and a good couple of positive results there for Faroes and Andorra. Into the second half of the round of matches, Latvia taking on Malta in a crunch clash. This one, of course, the second time that they met each other. Of course, the first one went in favour of Malta, but this time it will go in favour of Latvia. That's right, 2-1 in the end, over in Latvia. And of course, that game takes place on the 30th of October. Same day, be the Faroes up against Andorra, and be back-to-back wins. Goodness gracious me for the Faroes over Andorra. Look at that. Tasty, very, very tasty. What was the first goal? It was a 0-0 draw. So not too shabby results there for the Faroes in this group. Next up, Malta taking on Andorra as well. It'll be another result in favour of Malta and against Andorra, but a goal at least. And that game will take place on the 14th of November. And Malta looking good at the moment as it stands to get themselves out of this division as well. Latvia taking on the Faroes as well. Tough one this one, but Latvia will edge it 2-0 in the end. And again, taking place on the 14th of November. Into the final match day we go. Andorra taking on Latvia, and Andorra will make it an unbeaten campaign at home. That's some stuff that you'd like to take away with you. An unbeaten home campaign for Andorra as they take a 1-1 draw against Latvia. Meanwhile, Malta will take on the Faroes, and it'll be a comfortable home win. Make it 3 wins on the spin for Malta at home, and also put a bit of a kibosh on Faroes' dream push of a top 2 finish, I think. So that, my friends, wraps up what I think will happen in the games. What does that do to the table? Well, unfortunately, shittest team of the lot will be Andorra, of course, with 3 points on the board, 3 draws and 3 defeats, but of course an unbeaten home campaign as well. Into 3rd spot will be the Faroes. Unfortunately for them, 2 wins, 1 draw, not good enough. 2 defeats as well. That makes up 5. Where else? It'll be 3 defeats. Editor, sort that out. Maybe we can do that right here on the fly. We'll do that on the fly. There we go. So get rid of the pen. Into second spot, Latvia will be second, third, 3 wins, 1 draw, and 2 defeats. 10 points on the board, 3 points better off than Faroes. And of course, top spot in my eyes, we Malta with 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat, 13 points on the board. It's tight. You know what? When I look at that, I'm concerned a little. I think Latvia might edge it, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna stick with my early prediction, which is Malta on this one. And again, we'll do this match day by match day, even though it's gonna be crazy keeping up with all the divisions and all the groups and all the kind of sections over these sporadic 6 days of football. It's gonna be absolutely helter-skelter, but that's what I think will happen in this group. Of course, tomorrow we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap up the old groups and the sections as well, with Nations League Group 4, Section 2, with, of course, the glorious footballing nations, of course, Gibraltar, San Marino, and Liechtenstein locking horns in that one. So that's to look forward to tomorrow. So until then, though, be sure to give this video some love. Smash the old thumbs up, and of course, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Nations League related, whoa, football related. And of course, if you want to support the channel in another way, you can go to patreon.com/Roverseas and support the channel in another way. Also, check out the description, links to my other social media platforms, Twitter, and of course Facebook, if you want to follow me on that. Keep you up to date with all things going on right here. So yeah, going tomorrow will be the final video of this series as my early door look at the Nations League, and of course we'll do match day by match day as they come around. And it won't be long, actually. By the time this it'll be in another 10, 12 days. We'll do our very first games, of course. So yeah, make sure you stick around for that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Until then, though, be sure to give the video love. Until then, we're out. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.